Hello, for this week's video I filmed around my garden this April. I filmed on the 8th and yesterday the 19th, and I'll just talk you through what we saw. So here we go. This is a kind of raggedy area that I've got bulbs in. You can see there's some daffodils, the buds just come in there, and these snake's head fritillaries are looking particularly nice. This was on the 8th. And on the 19th, got there, the daffodils are out, but all the way at the back here, see, most of the fritillaries have gone over, but there's this little white one coming through, and it seems to be the only one there, so we'll keep an eye on that over the years. And then there's these lovely golden catkins here, just hanging down, looking all ready to make more trees. These ones on the ground, these are willow catkins, and as you can see, willow has had a particularly good year this year, although it's not done it any good to leave them down here because I'm not going to allow any trees to grow there. And here's some mayflowers that are looking quite nice. Nice sign of spring there. Now here's the bit out the front of the house that we're doing up, and at the right there it's going to be shrubs and trees and whatnot, and this bare patch at the front here we'll put bulbs and such like in there. And these dark leaves are autumn flowering crocus, because the leaves come on in the spring and the flowers come in the autumn. But last summer I made a new path through me rough grass, and I hadn't noticed that these bulbs were there, so they're coming up now. So instead of just mow them flat, I'm going to move them. Now if you're moving something like this, don't just cut a small square around them. Cut a nice big roomy square all the way around. And I'm sure you've seen people dig things up before, so we'll speed this bit up. This is the second one I've dug up. I've got two clumps of them in this one little path, so I've dug them up. And now back to the place where I want to transplant them to. And somebody's beaten me to it. This is one of my hens here, and it has spotted a lovely area of open soil, and just thought I'll have a dust bath in this lovely sunny weather. There we go. Here's a closer up. She's scratching up some dust and putting it on herself. Apparently this helps to control mites and little pests. Apparently. Anyway, she's having fun in the sun. So, back to the digging. Now here's the clump I want to put in the hole, and it doesn't want to lie down, it wants to do it well. So now that we're transplanting this, again, don't just think, well, here's the size I want to put in, I'll dig a hole the same size. Dig yourself a roomy hole for it. And again, I'll speed up this hole digging. There we go. Take that clump out of there. And there's a very peaty soil here, because this is just roughly where the peat stack stood when I was a boy. So it's worked its way into the ground. So I don't need to worry about the sides of the hole going all shiny like you do in the rest of the ground around here. Just dig out plenty. Then try this for a fit. That's not bad, but because the bottom's uneven, I need to fill up the one side of the hole here to allow the bottom to allow the bottom to stay level. There we go, furtle a bit, get it all even. There we are. Firm in around the sides there. Make sure that everything's touching everywhere underneath. Somebody's keen to see if there's anything edible in all this ground I'm putting back. Here I am, starting to transplant the second clump, but it's much the same as me doing the first lot, so we'll skip ahead from here. Right, that's them transplanted. Now to take the ground I've dug out of the holes here and put it back where these plants came from. Now I carefully positioned the camera as I was putting these plugs back in the holes, and I forgot to press record. But you can imagine what it's like. I just cut the tufts up a little bit smaller, put them in the hole, made sure they're nice and snug. Now, if you're doing this, don't run over that with the lawnmower for another 2 or 3 weeks. Let them get established, because if you run over with the lawnmower straight away, you're liable to pull the plugs back out of the ground. But anyway, here's some bonus cherry blossom. It's a lovely time of year. Right, there we are. I hope you've enjoyed this look at April here in Orkney. And if you have, a like, a comment and or a subscribe would be awfully nice. I shall be back next week with something else. And in the meantime, have fun till then.